Hello and welcome to the McEwen Buzz podcast. My name is Jamie. Today, this is episode number 17 of 52, and this week is a little bit different. We're going to be doing it all about ourselves, letting you guys into a little bit of insights to what we've been up to in the last few weeks, and sort of things we've got planned for the future. So yeah, Gregor, do you want to start us off with how's your week been? How's your day been? And how's life?
Yeah, of course. I mean, been good. Good week so far. Work is ultimately busy, and I guess always start off with work because that's where I spend most of my time at the moment. But yeah, no, good. Feeling good. At the weekend there, I was down in Newcastle playing some golf at basically the British Masters course, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, so I didn't really understand what course you were playing
Yeah.
at, and obviously you met a celebrity of sorts when you were there, or was it your mate that you'd met? What was
Yeah.
tell a little bit?
So basically, we got a really good deal for the British Masters course. Then just outside Newcastle, it's called
What's the
Close
name of it?
House.
What's that?
Close House.
Close House. Okay.
And it's basically the membership there's like you know thousands of pounds basically, and every member's car is like a Bentley and these sort of things, like our German branded car, new and stuff, really nice. And it's Lee Westwood is like the playing professional at that course, so he's like all his memorabilia is there and stuff from years gone by, like his Ryder Cup bags there and stuff, so that's quite cool. But a lot of the professional footballers play there. So on the off chance, we were there on Saturday, played around, and then on the championship course, and on Sunday we played the other course that is there basically. Now we were thinking, oh, we might see somebody famous, and then we did. And I'm literally going around to the toilet, and James, who's playing as well, turns around, he's drying his hands, and it's Alan Shearer just there washing his hands right in front of me. And I'm like, I'm away to go and do a poo in the presence of greatness. And afterwards, we finish a round and we're in having some basic food after the game. And he's basically gone and played the course we played before, which is a championship course. And he was basically in having his meal as well. Basically, walked past him, a meter away, sort of thing. And you're just like, that's crazy. And in hindsight, and now I'm like, oh, I wish I got a photo. And actually, James and Lewis and Jacob, the other friends, they went to the putting green when he was there. I was trying to do my business in the toilet. I wish I wasn't, but they got to speak to him before his round, and they were busy chatting away and stuff. And we're saying afterwards, oh, I was saying, did you get a photo? And you just didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah, especially like at a golf club sort of situation, just not the place to be like, can I get a photo with you?
But at the
Um,
same time, you're like, how often are you there, and when are you in that situation? So,
yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's
but
kind of
yeah,
one of one.
that's me. Yeah, that's me. Kind of my week. Been good. What about you, Jimmy? You've had some good success at work, I believe.
Yeah, so and in the club, I got basically made team member of the month, which came to surprise. My manager phoned me just before I was coming to shift, says, "Well done, Jamie, you're team member of the month." And I was a bit like, "Out of what, just our department?" She was like, "No, out of the whole of the club." And I was like, "Well, that's really nice to hear. So nice wee perk. I get basically put into basically I'll get a day away and down in Glasgow with basically a meal with the regional manager, and we'll basically go with all the other people who got team of the month in the different clubs, have a sort of social sort of event. And then you also get put into the prize draw. So if I was to stay with the company for the following year, you get put into the prize draw to be lucky enough to go to Miami. And what it is by the end of the year, all the managers come together and actually assess like who's been the most productive, who's been the best, and then they just basically pick. So if I was to stay in the company for the next year, I've got a good chance of actually becoming, team member of
Yeah, that's
um,
quite cool.
the year.
That's well done. Well done for getting that. Now, do you know why you got it? Or is it just kind of like,
So there's a lot of with the sales obviously being hit and target, things like that, doing well in that side of things. But not only with the sales job that I'm in is very much requires you to be doing a lot of other stuff. So you have to book. So you sign someone up, you book them into their first appointments at the club, you book them in for family welcomes, you just greet them, and you get the overall try to obviously give them the best start into the club as possible. And I've been doing it the most consistently over the last month. Um, just been keeping on top of things. We're top 5 in the company for one of our PT at POS sort of sales. So it's been quite a positive start to this month and being a good month. So it's quite a good position to be in, and it's nice to be seen and as a good, like I've done the good work, like it's been recognised for it. And then I got a wee free meal as well. So yeah, really nice sort of start to my week and getting back to it after a few days off. Um, I obviously was down as well, Gregor. Obviously, you were playing golf. I was down at Andre Rieu. Um, so obviously you were supposed to be coming, but booked yourself up for something else. But yeah, so Andre Rieu is a famous orchestra sort of band. He plays a violin, and we basically got tickets. The actual story of how we got these tickets is quite funny. So basically, Gran and Papa, who passed away last year, both of them was their favourite artists. Especially our Papa loved Andre Rieu, very much his favourite person to go and listen to and have on in the sitting room. As a result of this, after both our grandparents had passed away, me and my dad were sitting in the sitting room having a couple of drinks. Let's just say one of us was a bit more drunk than the other. And at the end of the night, we're sitting having music on. I said, Dad, why don't we just try and get tickets for Andre? We put Andre Rieu on, and I was like, why don't we just get tickets for him? And he was like, fine, let's have a look. So went online, had a wee look at tickets. There was tickets up for obviously Glasgow this year, and Dad went, just get them. Let's just say Dad spent a nice wee pretty penny getting these tickets at £105 a piece.
Oh my god! Did they get them there and then on that night, like drunk?
Yeah, then that night, passed to me. He's like, go through, get my card, get my credit card. Came through. I just purchased them there and then. We got the ticket. And honestly, I don't think Dad would regret a single bit about it. Obviously, yes, it's a bit of an expensive night out for taking, because he bought 8 tickets and took his sister, cousins, nieces, nephews, nieces, should I say, out as well. As there was 8 of us, obviously went along. Really good night out, enjoyed it. And then I finished off with heading back through to Edinburgh to go to one bar and get one round of drinks and realise bugger living in Edinburgh.
Why was that, Jimmy? What was the?
So went to the bar called East Side.
Yeah.
And went in for a drink. So going through to Edinburgh, Dad goes, hey, here's some money, buy cousins around, turn up. Great, thanks Dad, thanks, here's a little bit of money. Get up to the bar, order the round, the drinks. Cousins goes, let's get some shots as well. I was like, no. Of course we still end up getting them. Typical night out sort of. But guy turns around to me and goes, yeah, that'll be £62. Honestly, my jaw dropped. I was just like, £62 for like 5 drinks and like 5 shots. Like, how expensive were they shots? How expensive were the drinks? It wasn't even doubles. It was all singles as well. And I was just like, it's not even like, I mean, I expected a jug for that. I wanted a vase.
You wanted, yeah, alcoholic.
I wanted 2 bottles of wine for that sort of money. Nobody, a half a cup full of bloody cola and about 1 shot of vodka. Honestly, could not believe it. I was like, Edinburgh is a rip-off.
It depends where you go.
Yeah, it depends where you go, but like, I can't.
And then you're going for like cola and a spirit, like a mixer. Yeah, it's overpriced, but that bar particularly, you want to go for like a cocktail or something, because it won't be too much more, and you get a better drink. But still, yeah, ridiculous. But good night though. Good night. Was it good?
Really good night. Really good week. Finishing off the month on a high, hitting target, hitting my bonus. So, looking forward to sort of the last couple of days of the month, and then getting into next month, should I say? But yeah, looking forward to that. What I'd like to move on to now is more of a business talk. Obviously, me and Gregor, we're both talked about it throughout this podcast episodes from start of January. Talked about how we're planning to get more into sort of investments, more goal sort of orientated in terms of getting our first property. Can you sort of where have you at with that? I've not really had a chance to talk about this. So, like, where are you at with your sort of research? How are you going with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, a good one. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't really had much time to chat to you about it. But certainly, I've noticed the property market in Edinburgh, there's more properties coming online, particularly the ones that I would look to buy. And I'm just conscious of basically want to go down the route of getting a mortgage in principle again and this sort of thing, and start actually viewing properties pretty much next month, which will be in a week or two time, and just kind of crack on with it really. I'm conscious of spending quite a lot of money with traveling, going abroad lately, which I'm like, I need to speak to a mortgage broker and be like, how does that impact the whole situation? Do I need to wait 2 months before like an application goes in fully? Obviously you're not supposed to spend a lot of money and show that you're actually a reasonable applicant for a mortgage before applying. So yeah, that's kind of what's on my mind. But notice the market picking up. Definitely need to book some viewings and yeah, make a start on that. But what about you, Jamie? Because obviously last week I think it was a week before, you
Yeah,
mentioned you were starting the Amazon FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, I
yeah,
believe.
that
How's
is
that going? I feel like you're
okay.
about to preempt or
Yeah,
show me something.
yeah, I was going to go into that. I was also going to go about property. So I'm similar to you guys. I think in terms of property, I've realized over the last couple of months the amount of spending I've been using, like buying things, just spending a little bit too much money. I'm actually the same as you, probably in a similar boat of where like actually maybe trying to figure out like okay, start just being a bit steadier with like what I'm paying and being do I really need to be spending that sort of money on certain things just to try and cut that down. So when
Have
it
you
comes to
top?
getting a mortgage in
Yeah,
principle,
no, I'd agree. Have you topped up? Because today I actually just topped up Vanguard for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
so put some
I
money
did
aside.
mine at the start of this month. First time I'd done it since I've been in Aberdeen. So I first time I've done it in probably about 3 months, 4 months. I've really just came up here with like the aspect of like not sure how first time moving out, not sure how that was gonna go. And I have found it probably a bit harder to be like because now I'm on my own living, I'm like buying things a little bit like oh yeah I can get that, I can afford that, like kind of oh, it'd be nice in the flat. Oh yeah, I quite like
Just like
this.
budgeting,
Yeah,
balancing between what you want and what you don't need.
yeah, and I think it's obviously that's not been there probably the last few months, and it just kind of like I have saved money and put money away, but I've not put it away into investments. There's also the aspect of what was going on with the way the market was going was kind of holding off a little bit, even though at our age it doesn't matter. It's all about consistency. So I kind of like got a bit annoyed at myself. I didn't consistently just keep putting in. Um, but yeah, looking to try and continue that. At least normally £100 into Vanguard, £100 into Free Trade a month, to continue that, plus the £200 into sort of our Help to Buy stuff. But anyway, moving back to your FBA question. So yes, I've got some good news about that. So I have been verified. So I've officially been verified on it. I have just done today. I got a email through saying about my payment system wasn't correct, so I've had to update that, and that's all been sorted now. I have to wait 24 hours now from doing that application to what before I can start selling to just get that confirmed that's all okay. Basically, it's like a they do like a pound chip and pin, like sort of like a securities check just to make sure everything is legit. And I thought if you're on the YouTube channel and if you're watching us, very nice to sort of have you
Can I
on
just ask
here.
you a quick
But
question?
yeah,
The payment stuff, is that just like, have you set up like another bank account? I'm just thinking like logistically, how's that working?
so I haven't yet. So I
Cool.
have done. I've done. You have to have a credit card on it, and you have to. You can then choose a bank account that you want money transferred into. I have just done my normal bank account at the moment because I don't know where it's going, and also I'm not going to be doing large sums at the moment. If I start to go like, do you know what, this works? Like I've just sold all my products. I've done it within a month and like I've made a little bit of money off it, and I find the next sort of avenue to go down. Do I go to the wholesaler? Things that yeah, I'll probably will advance into getting my own business account, basically set up for that. But I'm not at that stage yet. Don't know where it's going. It's just all sort of fresh. But I will keep these updated throughout this. But
Okay.
I thought I'd may as well show you if you're on the YouTube channel, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, go to the YouTube channel and go into 14 minutes and 20 seconds,
Yeah,
and you'll
Mickey and Brothers
see
podcast, you get it.
this is what my product is.
So
So,
Jamie is showing
Chad,
us a Chad Valley, obviously branded paddling pool. It looks quite big. Hold
yeah.
three people. Yeah, obviously
So,
perfect for the summer. Nice.
yeah, perfect timing coming up. Chad Valley paddling pool is a 400 litre one. They sell on Amazon currently around about £28, between 28 to £30 is the ones that I've been seeing at, which are official Chad Valley ones. You obviously get your off brands that are slightly cheaper, but people who are probably looking for that, branded sort of one that they know it's going to work. It's going to not have any leaks or any issues and stuff. That's what we're going for. So give you a bit of an idea of how this sort of works for myself. So I went into this. I do. It's called arbitrage sort of style, and what it is when you go into supermarkets or shops or online and you find something that's heavily discounted, you see that on Amazon it is selling at a higher price. You purchase it. You then put the product online of how much quantity you have. You get labels sent to you from Amazon. You stick it on the code, send it to Amazon package, ready to go, and then you basically have that's it. Like, you don't have to do much else. The only thing is Amazon will take quite a percentage of the fees. I'm yet to see how much it will be, but from what I've been reading online and from what I've been watching, it's quite a lot.
But they don't tell you, or
I've not been in that depth yet to understand how much it will be, but from what I've been told and from what I've seen online, it's a lot of once you put the price in of how much it is, it's got like a calculator style thing where it'll tell you how much it will be charged and stuff.
Do you not need to know that before you buy anything?
Yeah, you do, but also if you think I gave myself a big enough margin of all the products I've bought. So I've got that and I've got one other product. But my margin on this, so I bought this at 50% off from Sainsbury's. Okay, so instead of being £30, I got them for £15. Okay, and they're all selling on Amazon for around 28. So I've got round about a £13 margin where I can make some money off. My goal is to try and make like round about £3 to £4 off them. I did kind of look into it, and you're probably saying what you've said there, guys, is probably a perfect example of me not preparing enough for it, not reading to learning enough.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's good you're just taking action and going for it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with the whole.
Me, I'd overanalyze it, but you're going for it. It's good.
Going for it, trying it, seeing how I get on with it, and if it works out, it's a great way to obviously figure out. Okay, could I make like a side income? Could I generate like £500 a month just by having this on the side?
Yeah. So your next thing is you've basically been approved, pretty much good to go. You're waiting on labels. You're waiting on this shipping thing or whatever. And so that's good. That's good stuff. And obviously, if it works, it works. I guess for me, looking in on it, I guess maybe if you find a product where you can actually repeat that rather than like trying to find deals, that might help. But obviously,
the big thing with what I've chosen to do and the way I've chosen to do it, the big thing is it takes a lot of time. So retail arbitrage takes massive amount of time to find the right product. Plus, you've also got to be reliant on like the shop having more than just like 3 or 4. I only bought 6. I went back into Sainsbury's. They had another 6 there, but I felt like, okay, I need to first sell the ones I've got, then figure that out. Because for me, it's a lot about money. It's still put money into something that's just sitting there doing nothing. And God knows if I end up making any money off it. I could be losing money. And I thought, stick with 6, see how I get on with that first. And if they're still selling for the same price, I'll go back in and get them more. But yeah, it's definitely like one of these products or one of these streams of way make money. I think you need to find the product that you can just repeat. But my thought is this summer is trying to, like, obviously coming up to summer months, concentrate on summery products, and then when it comes to probably about June, July, or probably more end of July, I'll probably look into Christmas and try to get set up for that sort of period. I think.
Cool. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
There, so. But yeah, I'll keep you updated with that as I go throughout the sort of process with it.
Please do. We'll try and keep that update in our intros, basically, for podcast going forward, or somewhere in the podcast anyway. But I'm kind of surprised maybe you haven't gone down the golf route again, considering how well it went last year. I don't know if you found that a lot of effort or too much work. Have you thought about that?
So yeah, the golf club route, I have actually thought about it. So I'm probably you see the same guy. Me and you have both very much looked on like Facebook Marketplace, like what's out there. Some great deals out there. Like, some people just want rid of stuff. There's people out there that have a bit too much money, and just are happy to sell something at a completely discounted rate. Don't really care what, just want rid of it. I think what I've found with the golf currently at the moment is I've not been involved in golf enough. for a good nearly a year. Um, well, actually, probably longer than that with uni stuff. Wasn't really involved in the golf industry as much as where I would like to be. I think with the buying and selling of golf clubs, it's still a really strong market, and I was still kind of keen to try it. Um, I just think for an avenue to try and make some money online, I need like the world's going digital. You know, the metaverse, the um, you know, crypto punks, all these sort of NFTs, like everything in terms of making money at the moment has gone digital. Like, you know,
Yeah,
in the
yeah, of course.
last few
So
years, and the way I look
what?
at it is like golf. Yes, it's a great sport. It's done well in the last year because of COVID. It's had a mini boom. Do I think it will last? No. I think people are going to find that they want to do other stuff. I think people are going to have holidays they want to do, other ways to spend. You know, some golf clubs are like nearly £1,000 for their membership. Plus, not you know, paying for competitions, paying for golf clubs. Like people, it's a lot. It's a big investment to just do that, and I think there'll be a lot of people who will be pulling out of it. And it's maybe a time to get the good deals to buy and sell the golf clubs. But yeah, I think
To
it's
me,
with a
it sounds like you've lost
combination.
interest in it, or you've just maybe not found a deal. Because I feel like
Yeah,
if you find a deal, you have momentum, and you just keep continuing.
yeah,
It sounds like you're just maybe not finding that one, or trying to your energy is elsewhere. Basically, your this Amazon thing, and
exactly.
it takes time. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense.
Um, what about yourself? So like obviously I've got like a couple of different things I've done before. Obviously now I've got retail arbitrage. We've got obviously our business idea which will be coming out next week. If you stay tuned, next week episode will be a rather good one. But have you got anything else, Gareth, for yourself? Are you doing anything for yourself to generate another income stream for 2022 apart from obviously the property? Like, is there anything else you're doing?
Not at the moment. I haven't really focused my energy on it. A lot of my energy has been taken up with trying to sort out our business thing, which we're doing as a trio, brothers. More information on that next week, but essentially it's another challenge, effectively, compared to the challenge that
Gregor,
we done last week.
leave it on the cliff edge. Guys, follow in, tune in, listen to
Oh, I
next week's
need to
episode.
give a little bit of flavour, Jimmy, to keep people coming back.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the best business idea of the 21st
I just,
century.
I guess what I'm excited to do is break down how we came up with the idea, and kind of diving into a bit of how each of us approached it. I think that would be quite interesting. And obviously, we'll explain more in the next episode. There's quite a few interesting ideas in there. And the way we went about it, I think, was quite interesting as well. To finally come up with our proposal, effectively. And that's all I'll say. So, yeah, me recently, Jamie, to be honest, no. I feel like I've been quite busy, going playing golf, kind of going on holidays, and then work kind of like takes a lot of my time. But it's I feel like I need to be more active, like what you're doing in those aspects. It's just finding the time for it. But yeah, I feel like I can make time for it. I still want to do the projector stuff, but it's kind of on a back burner at the moment. Yeah, it's hard because I feel like yeah, I've got loads of stuff I want to do, but I'm just like, what do I do first? How do I tackle it? So yeah, I think later on in the year, I'll definitely be joining you with some form of revenue generating ideas that I'll basically
Yeah,
have updates. That's my goal. I'll have
cool.
updates on, and we can do that in weekly as well.
Well, I would first of all say join me in just doing it. Just go ahead, do it. And also with our business, sorry, gonna with our business idea, what we're going for, your idea of obviously the projectors and stuff, I'd 100% saying that you get that up and do that yourself, okay? And you can back it in with what we're doing because it would work.
Yeah, yeah. So we had. Do you remember a couple episodes ago, or I don't know how many episodes ago, but we were like, oh, we'll have like an accountability section. I've just remembered of it.
Yeah,
It's me just that this is where the podcast is at the moment. We kind of just throw ideas in, but yeah, it's coming to that. I think where I'm going to keep you accountable with this FBA stuff.
yep.
Next week, I'm looking for a good update, and
I'm
then
hoping I've got one sold next week.
yes, That'd be awesome. How cool would that be?
Um, it'd be so
Um,
cool.
and then you need to keep me accountable for
Yeah,
my stuff as well.
100%, definitely. Get going, Gregor. Join me. Anyway, what I want to do is finish this sort of podcast off with a bit of a backflash to a couple of episodes ago. We and Gregor had a wee discussion, obviously, about what Elon Musk is up to. And there's obviously been updates. It's been a rather strange and odd thing that I think both of us probably didn't see it coming. But Elon Musk is obviously, as you probably everyone's aware, is now technically the owner of Twitter. Um, what's your thoughts, Gregor? And do you think what has he got? Do you think he's got major plans of what he's going to do with it, or is it going to be staying the same? Or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, it's like to comprehend the amount of money that a billion is times by however much it is he's bought it for is I can't even think of that. And then for him to finally pull it off or have it accepted effectively is again. I was thinking like it's testament to maybe his guts, like as a entrepreneur, successful businessman, his guts to basically be like, yeah, let's buy a massive, hugely popular social media. Okay, you need the money for it, but for him, even though he's got the money, doesn't have to do it. But to have the guts to go and do it is, that says a lot about someone or his mindset to go for it, and it's going to cause a lot of. You think a lot of headache for him. Obviously, he's got a big team or whatever, but you think it'd be a lot of headache. But just to go for it and do that sort of thing, I think is you can take a lot from it. So that's what I'm taking from it is it's nuts, and it might be. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for the platform or not. I'm still undecided.
Yeah,
But it just shows you that what's possible out there in the world. What's your take on it, Jimmy?
I think it's just nuts. I kind of still don't get it. Don't get why he's put all that sort of money into it. Like, do you know what I mean? He's had to. He's not actually what I found crazy. I found an article that says that he's not actually got the money for it. So he's rich enough to do it, but what he's done is he's actually just leveraged other assets that he's got to then get the
Well, that's the thing, right? They're not like I guess I don't know, but a lot of entrepreneurs are not cash rich.
yeah,
Like a lot of the money is invested. So
yeah,
on
completely,
paper, you're like, oh yeah, I'm worth loads, but you know,
yeah. But he's got both.
realistically, you can't, yeah, exactly. So you can't. I think it's just the nature of
Yeah,
the scale they're
no,
at and people,
yeah,
but it's madness. Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, so I just think it's pretty mad. I look forward to seeing
Is
what
that
happens with it.
that's our summary? That's mad.
Pretty much
That's
mad,
there we
and
go.
I do think it'd be interesting to see. We'll maybe get an update when more comes out, and we'll have we just chat about it maybe later on if he makes major changes, or
Hmm.
you never know, he might go after other companies as well, which would be interesting if he goes after
Did
other
you?
social media.
Yeah, 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 of course. Did you see that? I mean, I really like Twitter. Did you see that article I sent you?
Um, the one you sent tonight.
Uh,
No,
no. Anyway, it's just a bit about like
sorry.
um, it's like a thread on free investment tools that you can use, and I was like, I don't know where I'd find that information elsewhere without trying to find a blog or something, and then it's there on a tweet when I'm walking back from the supermarket, and I'm like, how useful is that? I've got so many tweets bookmarked because of it, or I email myself tweets.
Okay.
That's obviously I think Twitter's what you make of it because you follow people, and then that's how you
Yeah.
get to see this information. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I think we'll round the episode up there. It's been good to sort of have a wee chat. Obviously, a little bit about sort of a bit of everything, sort of a life update sort of episode. If you guys have any sort of questions or want to learn a little bit more about maybe what I'm doing with the sort of how I got the Amazon sellers account set up, it's surprisingly simple. Doesn't cost much. But I'll go into a little bit more depth if you've got any questions about that. But yeah, look forward to keeping updates. Let's keep on each other's case, Gregor. Let's always push each other to make sure that we're constantly doing something. We're at the age where I think the more we do now, the better it is, and later down in life, more experience we've got, and you'll never know. One of these ideas might just be the one that makes us the millions.
Cool. Agreed. Agreed. And again, as always, whoever's listening, thank you. Bye bye.